Hey, everybody, welcome to the Daily Self Publishing Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Sutton. Today, I'm with Adrienne MacIain. Dr. Adrienne is a creation coach, a best-selling author, a podcaster, a storyteller who delights in using her PhD in drama, wow, to creations, help creators, I can't talk today, of all stripes spin their mucky straw of life experience into narrative gold. I absolutely love that. Adrienne, thank you so much. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm a big word nerd, so yeah, I have a lot of wordplay.
I love it. I do that myself sometimes, and I'm like, oh, maybe I need to scale this back. But after reading and talking to you for the last few minutes, I might just scale it up. I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing enough.
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. Well, Adrienne, you are the author of three books: Melting Ivory, Playing on the Edge. I'm sorry, and Enough. And there's long subtitles to that, and we'll talk about those, and I'll link to those in the show. But I'm excited to talk to you. You know, the first thing I want to know is, why did you decide to write a book in the first place?
So I actually have been an avid journaler since I was about 9 years old. I always kept a journal, but I never thought that anyone would actually want to, read about anything that happened to me. Because of course, when I started, there wasn't a whole lot happening to me. I was a 9-year-old kid. But then I kept journaling all the way through, my 20s and my 30s. And I realized looking back that I had a pretty interesting story here. And people kept asking me, you kind of give anecdotes, right? Just in life, you tell a little snippet of a story. And I would say something like, oh, yeah, there was that time that I got shot at in the coup d'etat in West Africa. And people would be like, whoa, 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 wait, what was that middle thing? Or I'd say, oh, yeah, my ex-husband, he almost killed me. And, it's like, wait, what? What happened? So I decided it was probably best to just make it into a book so that I could give it to people to read. And since I already had all these journal entries, I actually had most of the story already captured. But the challenge for me was not actually the writing, it was the editing. It was going back and figuring out what's actually relevant to an outside audience to narrow it down, because there was so much extraneous information in there. And also just to figure out which characters needed to be there, which characters did not need to be there, figuring out the emotional arc of the story rather than just trying to put it into chronological order of like, this happened, then this happened, then this happened.
Right.
And so that for me actually opened up a whole new world to me of understanding narrative and how story structure works. And so that's what I do now is I help other people see their stories as stories and figure out how to give them as a gift to an audience that needs them.
I love that. I love storytelling is such a powerful thing. And I hope that anybody in marketing, writing, podcasting has heard that already. But if you haven't, storytelling is powerful. Learn how to do it. and Dr. Adrienne can help you. So awesome. What was the hardest part of writing the book process? I think you already said editing, but I'll let you
editing. I mean, writing is rewriting, and it's the editing that is the hardest part. I really, really recommend that you get an outsider to help you. Not just because, professional editors are good at what they do, but because just having an outside eye gives you insight into how others will experience your story because you're too far inside of it. I always say it's like being old Mother Hubbard, or the little old woman who lives in a shoe, right? You don't know you live in a shoe unless you've been outside of it. To you, it's just like, oh, I've got this nice leather couch that I sit on every day. And I have these nice little round skylights up here. It doesn't look like a shoe from the inside.
You may not know you're living in a shoe. You need someone to tell you.
You need someone to tell you.
That's amazing. Okay, last question on this episode is, what has been the most unexpected reward of you writing your book?
Oh my gosh, having people write to me and say to me, you gave me the courage to leave my relationship. That's huge. These people who are in emotionally abusive relationships just writing to me and saying, you empowered me, your story empowered me, you gave me the tools that I needed to be able to leave and stay out of it. That I knew that, I hoped that people would get inspired by what I wrote to make changes in their lives, but actually hearing the stories of people who did, it's unparalleled. It's unparalleled. I can't even explain how that impacts you.
Yeah, it's really cool when people start to tell you, hey, your podcast, your book, your live video, whatever it is, really changed my life. I don't think I'll ever get sick of it.
Never.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Adrienne, thank you so much for jumping on today for this short episode. Where can we go find out more about you if we want to work with you, get your books, things like that?
Absolutely. You can go to my website, which is www.that'sallowed.com. Like I said, word nerd.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. Please rate, review, and subscribe. For more inspiring conversations like this one, I invite you to join my free Facebook group, Book Boss Tribe. If you're ready to write your book, I want to invite you to book a free call with me or sign up for my free course. You can get both of those at linktree/bookboss.